Did you like that? Did you love it? Do you want some more of it? No, I don't. What the hell? Let's talk about Smashville, which we will do right now here on Teal Town Live. Yay! Good evening, everyone, if you can even say good. It is October 21st, 2023. Your San Jose Sharks did not give a damn in this 5-1 loss over the Nashville Predators, and we welcome you to this wonderful episode that is Teal Town After Dark, your live interactive Sharks postgame. If you want to be part of the show, and please be a part of the show, because we're going to need all the support you can get from here on out. Chat with us and fellow Sharks fans all over the page, on the YouTube page or app, all over the world in Sharks territory. See, I can't even get it right. I'm freaking off tonight too, just like the team was. Follow us on the social. You know where to find us. Find everything at tealtownusa.com. If you want to donate to the pod, do so via Venmo or on the super chat.
Please. We need alcohol. Please donate to our alcohol fund, because I feel like that's where the money needs to go this season. Please, God. Alcohol for Ian and Puck Guy.
And I don't
forget SoundCloud, whatever. We don't need that. Alcohol, we need.
I mean, you're not typically a drinker, are you? I usually don't. Yeah, I don't drink at all too. But tonight I might start. Ian, because boy, howdy, we need offense and we need defense.
Okay, but listen, Puck Guy, I need you to understand something.
Oh, please try to calm me down.
I need you to understand something. If you just take away all the Nashville goals, the Sharks actually won. You just got to take away all the Nashville goals. And because they tried really, really hard, that's all that matters. Because this isn't a competitive sport. No, it's fine. You just try your best. You believe in yourself. You be your true self, true to yourself. That's all that matters. It's not like the NHL is a competitive sport or anything where players make millions of dollars. Just believe in yourself. Try really hard and ignore the goals that the opposition makes, but count the ones that you score, and then everything's better. And you believe, and I'm sorry, but people get paid to shovel that shit. Again, I need beer money. Somebody, here, let's go.
I'm sorry. I thought I was doing a show of Teal Town After Dark, not watching an episode of Ted Lasso there. Holy hell. But, if you believe.
You know what, though? But, nothing but professionalism from us folks at Teal Town USA. I mean, that apparently is what passes for professionalism now.
We do what we can, no, not going to lie. But we are also Sharks fans, and oh, man.
I'm going to get my participation ribbon. I'm going to wear it on the next show. It's going to be good.
Because
we'll
participation ribbon
didn't participate in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enough burning bridges.
Really? No? I mean, come on. At this point, I'm just going to get the whole crew tankinis that say Celebrini on it. I don't know if we're going to force Bordalo to wear 17 or wear another number, or whatnot. But hey, who knows? He got scratched tonight because things. We needed to go with 7 defensemen. We could talk. We could go anywhere.
You
want to talk about Bordalo?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Because I'm totally against the grain on this one. So I'd like it. I think I'm just gonna make everyone angry. I'm gonna make the arguing angry. Gonna make.
Let's freaking go.
Ryan Shannon, my guy, Ryan Shannon in the chat. 1999 super chat.
Oh, wow. Ryan Shannon, thank you very much. Beer money, so tough to be a fan right now. And we're freaking 5 games into the season.
I know. It's tragic.
5 games!
I'm going to say something a little bit controversial here. I don't think Thomas Bordalo's been that good. And I honestly don't think that he would even be on this team if this team was healthy. Now, I know people are gonna. I can hear the typing already, and people are gonna be like, "Ian, you fucking hypocrite." Last show you said the kids are gonna make mistakes, and sometimes things aren't gonna go the way, and you're right. Sometimes they are. But again, it's like I feel like people are upset over one game, right? Like, and then it's like, oh well, Mike Hoffman and Mike Cunnin suck. And look I will be the first to tell you that Mike Hoffman and Luke Cunnin suck, and they haven't really done much. And but vets get rope, right? Vets get more rope than kids. It's the reality of the game. Insert different coach name, insert different city. The story's always the same. Now, that being said, Thomas Bordalo sitting for one game doesn't bug me, right? Because I think it's fine. Because I don't think he's been that good. To be completely honest with you, I have not been impressed with Thomas Bordalo's game at all. Goal included. So, but now, if this ends up being 3 games, 4 games, 5 games, and they're just sitting him in the press box and he's not going down to the Barracuda, yeah, let's have that conversation. Then we can talk about how they're ruining Thomas Bordalo, right?
And then we can talk about how many times they've ruined this, that, and the other.
Sure.
Just like they have in the past. And you can't tell me
it's one fucking game. Again, like, one game is not going to ruin Thomas Bordalo's fucking career.
Right. You
right?
hope
Like,
that
I
changes
feel
things.
like we're just getting a little reaction here. And look I understand. Everyone's pissed off. Like, this team is absolute fucking dog shit. Right? Like, there's not a whole lot. And like me, I'm going to level with you. I've been up since 6 a.m. I had to watch a Barracuda game that we'll get into later that probably set the mood for this game. I didn't have to. I choose to do these things. I need to better enunciate that. I choose to do these things, obviously. Like, no one's put a gun to my head and said, you have to watch the Barracuda game today, Ian, or else. No, I chose to do that. It's fine. But I'm not going to pretend that game didn't set the stage for this one, for kind of the sour mood I was in, right? And then it was funny because, like, on X, it's like, oh, but David Quinn, when he was on the Rangers, it was the same thing. And I hate that I'm even defending David Quinn, but like, the same David Quinn that coached Adam Fox to a Norris? Maybe, and just maybe. And again, it was their rookie season too, right? So
sure.
But I don't think that their rookie season, like Capo Caco and Alexis Lafreniere, have had enough time now to turn into superstar players. And I refuse to believe that 1 year of David Quinn ruined them both forever. Like, maybe they're just not the superstars everyone thought they were going to be. God, I'm fucking defending David Quinn. Please shoot me. But I think in the issue of fairness, I think that has to be said.
I can agree to that at a point. You wonder, if there's a constant in here, I see some people in the chat saying, the other constant is McCarthy with the Kuhre. Yeah, Jesse L in the chat. Kuhre with the same problems as last year. McCarthy is pretty much the only constant there.
I think that the Barracuda is a very different team makeup wise than it is last year. I get it. I understand. But I think it's like, I am not on I understand why people are there. I'm just not there yet. Like, I need, like, there needs to be a little more time here. And again,
that's the tough part.
Totally not on the fire Quinn because we covered that for 20 minutes last show. If you want all the reasons why I don't think you should fire David Quinn, go watch the last show. Is John McCarthy my favorite guy? No.
Finish the thought. Finish the thought.
Like, and but here's the thing, right? And we were talking about this in Discord earlier too. Thank you, Mitya Reznikov, again for the alcohol support. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best.
Appreciate it.
I think that where was I talking about? John McCarthy,
McCarthy and Quinn.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, I just don't think that, and people are going to be like, Ian, there's a brand new building. What do you mean they don't care about the Barracuda? I just don't think they give a shit about the Barracuda. Roy Sommer was allowed to coach that fucking Barracuda team for 1,000 fucking years. And until Mike Greer shows me that they care about the Barracuda, but I think honestly, like, again, I told you I'm going to fucking burn all the bridges tonight. I don't think the organization gives a shit about the Barracuda as much as other people want them to or think they should.
Or at least hope they would. I mean, let's be honest. You're hoping that they develop and everything, and it's just.
Now, look, I would have, in the Sharks situation, I would have brought in a more veteran guy than John McCarthy to be the head coach of this team. Like, and I've said this before, right? But again, like, every once in a while, and look, I think we've had an owner that has spent to the cap a ton. Mm-hmm. He's shelled out big money for players. But there's times where he tightens the purse strings really tight. Like, remember the coaching staff of, well, who are we still paying?
Right.
The Barracuda, no fucking different. I mean, yeah, they brought in a couple guys from junior, but the head coach, instead of going and getting a guy that, probably had some pedigree with developing players, no, who's the guy we're already paying? Make him the head coach.
No, it was the same thing with Bugner when PDB got fired.
Yeah, it was just like, and they brought up Ricci, and it was just like a coaching staff of guys we're paying. I just think that there's some places where the purse strings are a little tighter than others, and I think the Barracuda have always been that. I think on the business side, I think for people that are local, from the stories that I've heard on the business side,
yeah,
like I think that would bear it out. I think people would agree with me. I'm sure that, someone in the Sharks front office is burning our card on the Rolodex right now, but I really don't give a shit.
I kind of, but that's beside the point here.
I'm not local. See, I get
you're not
sit here and just fucking watch the world burn.
You're not even the furthest one from us.
But this, like, I just watch the world burn. That's what I do.
Let's get to some of the comments in the chat. Rick Kane, I hope I'm saying that, new sub. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the win, even though you also say you like the Sharks. Hey, appreciate that too. Big time here.
Yeah. Welcome aboard.
Big Berg saying Jumbo Batty should be coaching the Barracuda. I
want a guy with a proven pedigree. I understand. Look, at Ryan Warsofsky deserved to get the bump up to be an assistant coach in the NHL.
Absolutely.
But that is the kind of guy that I want coaching the Barracuda. Someone with that kind of pedigree. Someone who has a proven track record in the AHL. Or even like a hot guy who's been there, done that in junior hockey or college or whatever, right? Like, that is the kind of guy that I would have went. Now, look, John McCarthy's the guy. We'll see what happens. Like, we'll see if the Barracuda, who are now 1-3, continue to be asked. Like, I think you can start asking questions about John McCarthy. And I think that, look, at some point, I said this last show too, and I'll say it again. At some point, if the big club's going to be this bad, then the AHL club kind of has to be good. But also, AHL club missing some key pieces of this rebuild. Guy still in junior. Will Smith, 2 goals tonight for Boston College, still in college. Beestead, Havlid over in Europe. So I mean, like, there's it's not like everything that they've started putting together is on the Barracuda now. I think the Barracuda forward group is kind of shit, to be completely honest. It's missing Tristan Robbins, which hurts.
Yep.
I think that Thomas Bordalo is bound to be back there soon, and he would be a big help down there, I think. And again, I'm not like completely sour on Thomas Bordalo at this point. I just don't think he's been very good. Like, I like the player, but I don't think he's been good. I know some people be like, well, William Eklund lost his guy tonight, and he did, and it was bad.
Ugh.
But I've liked his game otherwise, where I can't say the same about Thomas Bordalo.
And that's why he's sitting, and that's where you have to have these lessons learned. but that's what we're going to go through. Would you rather have them learn these lessons up in the NHL, or do you want to get these lessons learned in the AHL? That's the big question.
I think it's fine. I don't care where they do it. I just think that, like, again, like I again, as long as these guys aren't just sitting in the press box for games on end, which is why I don't have a problem tonight with Bordalo not being in the lineup. But if Thomas Bordalo is not in the lineup for another 4 games and they don't send him down and they just keep him in the press box, then you have to start asking questions, because like Thomas Bordalo has been around for a while. He's not a first year, this is his first year of, trying to get an NHL spot and keep it, but it's not his first year for hockey.
Yep. All right.
He's not a 19-year-old.
So let's get to recapping this game really quick. You had Blackwood take a delay of game because he didn't want to hand the puck off to a Predator, which, a minute 45 later, Fagamo.
I don't have an issue with that, though, because I know that that the Nashville player was kind of up in his face, but like if the ref's telling you to play, like they don't want goalies just freezing the puck wherever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Like if you want to freeze the puck, you need to be in front of the net. You can't be in the trapezoid.
Right. No,
so you can't go around. I don't have a problem with that. Like, the Nashville player got up in his face, but I would have done the exact same thing, knowing that the rule is you have to play the puck back there. You can't freeze it. So I know some people had an issue with that penalty. I have none. That's the rule.
Yeah. Kevin Way mentioning the Sharks are confused. That's all they think. Incompetent was when you're more than competent. I will say for the first time this season, that first period, the Sharks outshot their opponent 11-8. So we're making progress.
Yeah, I thought this was the game. I've as much as I've been, it's 0 for October. I've been that guy, but I thought if the Sharks were going to be in a game, this was the one that they would be in.
I agree, and there were times where they were in it.
Yeah,
I think they played fairly well in that first period. They just ended up taking a dumb penalty that led to a goal that looked very similar to the game-winning goal last night in Henderson, where the guy skates in, has all day. I think he skated all the way in from frickin' Knoxville to take the shot on goal, and it goes in. Just like I forget who the defenseman was on the power play for the Silver Knights last night to skate in. I think he skated in from Summerlin and then scores the game winner. I'm going to torture
myself with that tomorrow. That's my tomorrow job. I'm going to watch that nonsense. I'm sure I'll be in a thrilled mood then too.
Yeah. It's tough, but I mean, they didn't look too bad out shooting Nashville 11-8. And then what do the Sharks do? Well, it's like the first 5 minutes. I think we've said this ever since the Sharks played the Golden Knights in 2019. They somehow give up like 2 quick goals in just a matter of seconds to just, shoot themselves out of the foot and essentially out of this game. You had Novak get his 3rd of the year. Then you see Sherwood, getting a goal where that's where William Eklund, lost his person, or better yet, they didn't use the best, thing that you can do on the ice. It's called free and it's called communication, and somebody lost it, and Sherwood's wide open for a one-timer, and then to shoot themselves further in the foot, they have Ferraro takes a penalty a minute later.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even get it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. They shoot themselves in the foot. Even Cunning gets into a fight with Sherwood. Sherwood had a Gordie Howe hat trick in a period.
I mean, Luke Cunning sucks, but I mean, he was trying to probably get the team going. I don't know, man. Like, that guy needs to get something going, and I think he knows it. Look, I mean, for all the talk about the vets are never held accountable. Mark Vlasic didn't play at all tonight for the most part.
And that's going to be an interesting one. I mean, if you are talking about it, that Marc-Edouard Vlasic, 6 minutes, 9 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like, because again, bringing a guy like Emberson into the lineup and going 7-11, or 11-7. I like saying 7-11.
7-11. It's a Slurpee team setup.
It's the Slurpee special.
Yep.
I think that, like, bringing a guy like Emberson in, I think, again, because we were talking about this on the last show, where we're like, where does Emberson fit in? And I don't know, because, again, maybe they just haven't found a pair they like, and maybe they don't want to send him down because they're worried about, putting waivers. But I thought, he came to the lineup. I thought for what he did tonight, I thought he was pretty good. And he because of him being the seventh guy, it allowed Quinn to staple Marc-Edouard Vlasic's ass to the bench, who was atrocious last game, and I don't think he was good in limited action tonight. So, I mean, for all the talk of, the vets are never held accountable, well, you know what? Sure was tonight. I mean, yeah, okay, you can't have it, you can't have it all. I know people are super upset with Cunnin and super upset with Mike Hoffman at this point, but I mean, you can't bench everyone.
Well, no.
To start.
Because of the guys at the Barracuda earned their call-up. And I mean, kind of going, piggybacking onto what, with about Bordalo and essentially for that matter, Eklund, have they earned their call-up?
I think Eklund's been fine. Like, I've liked Eklund's
been
game
fine
for the most part. Yeah, he lost his guy tonight, and that's a bad play, right? Rookie made a mistake. Like, I would be really annoyed if he sits in the press box next game for that, because I think otherwise his game's been fine.
Well, if you're putting him in the press box, who's the one to come in?
Who's coming out? Bordalo.
Is Bordalo coming in for it? I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know. I think Eklund's been. I think of the youth, like, Eklund has been the better of most of the young guys that have played. I've liked Eklund's game. Like, again, I don't really have a beef with Eklund's game. I know I joked on Twitter, because I was defending David Wood on Twitter somehow, because I'm tired and everything makes me angry today. That, like, I'm like, and I said, to complete my heel turn, that was William Eklund's guy, which I think people got amused by. But you know what? Like, yeah, it's a mistake. Rookies make mistakes. Again, the difference is I've liked Eklund's game a lot more than I've liked Bordalo's overall.
I want to welcome those of you who are watching Brody and Jason Demers. Thank you very much for joining us as we recap this wonderful night of professional men's ice hockey.
I hope if you were watching Postgame that what you took of it from is, if you take away all the Nashville goals, that the Sharks would have won this game, like they should have.
No,
because this is a Sharks broadcast. God damn it.
Let's be honest. They were mesmerized by Jason Demers' eyes, and the amount of giveaways that dreamy. The amount of giveaways that I think he probably stole from AJ's office is quite astonishing. Really, there. So that's that. Nashville would score 2 more in the third period. Tim Novak. Yeah, the referee scored, but they got a power play goal to make it 4-0, a little under 3 minutes into the third period. And I wanted to break this down a little bit with you here.
Yeah.
I know you can see my screen. So this is what it was set up.
Here, I need to make Skype be a thing. Okay,
gotcha.
Go ahead.
So here's a setup. Gus Nyquist, one of my faves, along with Hockey Jerk. We love us some Gus Nyquist, especially wearing that beautiful number 14. So Sharks are set up, looking, for that. Oh, is that Tim Novak next to Hurdle and Declare? Oh, I wonder where he went in that. Oh, he just sliced right through, like.
That wasn't the first time that happened either.
But I mean, Ian, as we dissect this, all 4 players were keeping an eye on puck. What's the one of the biggest things Drew Remenda has always said?
Communicate. No, it's head again.
Head on a swivel. You got to keep a head on your swivel. All four of those players were watching the puck. Didn't see Novak come in. Gus Nyquist, waits, then passes it to Novak to make it 4-0. And then
and you know what? And here's the thing, right? Show me the rookie on the ice there. Oh wait, there was none.
Oh wait, let me pull it back. That was Kyle Burrows, Jan Ruda, Cup champion, Anthony Duclair, Tomas Hertl. No rookie there.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Come on.
The biggest interruptions. Back to you, Randy. Yeah, like there was a couple of times where guys were able to kind of just slice through everyone. It was pretty bad. Like, yeah, it's bad, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's bad.
Hey, we have a special guest, Tyler Myers. Almost certain this is not the one of the Vancouver Canucks because you're probably playing right now. But I hate the middle school slow dance style stick check attempts.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Is it me? Is it if they've been sluggish? Is it
I don't know
what
for
it
a
is.
team that has a shit ton of knuckle draggers. They're not very physical.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it was a bad game. That, what's the thing going to be this year? What is it? What are we doing for Celebrini?
Oh, I thought it was Tankini for Celebrini.
Tankini,
I mean, I think AJ had a different one in our group chat, but
yeah, maybe not appropriate.
Yeah, that might not be appropriate unless we're getting sponsored by Dyson vacuums, which probably isn't going to happen. Even though we would love to do that because you probably would turn on the loudness, and that's probably as loud as everything's going to be for us this year. Yeah. So, but the worst part is then you have after Tomas Hertl scored this just in. Tomas Hertl has scored. He's averaging a point a game. Ian Reid, when do we begin the rumors to trade Tomas Hertl with 7 years left on his 8-year deal?
Hertl's not going anywhere.
I don't think Couture is, but at this point, everybody's thinking, "Oh my God, when are we trading Couture?"
When they want to go, which I don't think either of them do, and I think that's the part that everyone forgets.
Right.
They have to want to go, and neither of them do. Look at Tomas Hertl. If you want to look for a silver lining, I think Tomas Hertl's been great. I think look at the Sharks are like basically a one-line team. I mean, am I wrong?
I see him as a zero-line team.
Couture gets back. Like I can't believe I'm pining for fucking Logan Couture to get back. But here we are. Game 5. Like, so Logan Couture, right? I think like once he gets back, then you have a little more threatening options. I think the problem is they just don't have anyone to really make that second line a threat. So as long as you stick your best people against Tomas Hertl, you're pretty much going to stymie the Sharks offense. And I would say the numbers bear that out. The Sharks have one 5-on-5 goal this season so far. So I think the numbers bear that out.
I think they have 5 on 5 goals.
But even still, so what? 1 goal a game?
Yeah.
Bravo.
One.
Bravo. So I think that once Couture gets back, that you can, I think the Sharks will be less easier to defend. I still think they'll be easier to defend because they're a dog shit team, but I think they'll be less easier to defend, right? Because there's more threats. Right now, all you have to do is just stick your best players on the ice against Hertl and then just let everyone else kind of feast on whatever else the Sharks get to throw out there.
Right.
I think once Couture gets back, I think that'll help guys like Eklund, right? I think Eklund will benefit a shit ton from Logan Couture being back in the lineup and healthy.
Yeah.
So I think so if you look at this team, right, like it's a one-line team. And so the point I'm trying to make, and I got completely sidetracked here, is I think it's really, like if you're looking for a silver lining, I think I've liked Tomas Hertl's game. Tomas Hertl has put up points despite basically being the only guy on the Sharks worth attempting to shut down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will give him credit. He was due for a goal. I'm happy Tomas Hertl scored. I'm never going to get angry at a Tomas Hertl goal. I love Tomas Hertl. No one should ever touch Tomas Hertl. Leave him be.
No, he's
an innocent child.
I mean,
even though he's like 30 now.
He's 30. He has 2 kids. Yeah, for
he's
sure.
He's a child to me, damn it. And he'll always be a child to me. And
right.
I will not hear any negative things about Tomas Hertl. Yeah, I
mean, right now he's got my early vote for team MVP. I mean, a goal, 4 assists, and averaging a goal. Averaging a point a game. I mean, who else are you going to give it to?
Yeah,
you hear those
hats
crickets?
off to Tomas Hertl. I think again, he has to play against the other team's best players, because there's no one else but your best players against the Sharks right now. So he's done fine, but he obviously can't do it alone. I mean, this team's bad. We knew this team was bad going in. I think after the 50 save game from Mackenzie Blackwood, that the bloom's quickly coming off the rose there, I think. And it's starting to look like what we all thought the goaltending was going to be this year. The defense is a fucking tire fire, which we could have fucking Patrick Waugh in his prime and fucking Dominic Hasek backing him up, and I think they would be ass behind this blue line. And the forwards are just okay. Like, this is not a good team.
No, that's the thing. And I mean, I know we're getting... Do I even dare go to the chat? I mean, my gosh. It's just... It's tough. It's tough. And you have to... I know you have to try to look at the positives, and you have to know what's coming. I mean, look at the goal of the Musty and everybody, among other things, Beasted.
Right. And the goal of the season is not to win games.
Well,
it's to win this. It's to win a lottery at the end of the season. Well, that's just the reality.
Well, to quote President Bush, mission accomplished. I mean, you're doing a fantastic job. And it just sucks. Bozosaurus. They talked to the coaches about going off on officials. Mm-hmm. All I want is Coach Quinn to have just one outburst this season. And even on the timeout, kudos to him. He kept it calm and tried to coach them up a little bit, on that. So I'll give him that.
I do want to get it. So I do want to answer a question here.
Go for it. Where are you going?
So Teal BT saying, isn't there a reason Hoffman and Duclair bounced around the league? And look, I think these are two very different players. Anthony Duclair, I haven't really been super impressed with him so far, but Anthony Duclair is kind of in that middle class of player who the cap has just squeezed the fuck out of.
Yeah, big time.
Right? Like, I think his issue is he's not a superstar, but he's not bad either. But he's in that middle, and those middle guys, I think, are the guys that the cap has absolutely fucked the worst, especially being as flat as it has been for as long as it has been. Mike Hoffman is just a guy who's washed and, is just playing out the twilight years of his career. I think they're two different players.
Yeah. Shots for the season. Sharks have shot 119 shots on goal. They've allowed 196, which seems a little slow, or a little smaller than I would have thought, especially after 3 games. I think it was like over 120. So progress to reducing the shots. Jesse L. Duclair has taken a lot of penalties to start the year.
Yeah, and that's probably a part of the reason that I haven't been super impressed with him thus far. And like I think I said, like up to last game, I think I liked him last game, but up to there I was pretty disappointed with him thus far, and I don't think he really swayed me too much, in the good direction again tonight.
Tyler Myers, hoping to be acquired by San Jose soon, it seems like. Opposing teams can forecheck with impunity, because we don't have a blue liner who can take the puck out of the zone and make a dangerous pass out of the zone.
Yeah, I mean, the Sharks getting hemmed in their zone is definitely still a problem. And another problem that the Sharks have is when they're penalty killing, they just they look for like the most galaxy brain play to get it out of the zone. There's a couple times tonight where I felt that like they just couldn't get the puck out of their zone when they're penalty killing, and all you need to do is just elevate the puck a little, nice chip over the
Yep.
fucking red line, and nope, they can't even get out of their own zone.
And that's why they get hemmed so much, and they've been giving up, double-digit shots on goal. I think they've now, have given up all but 4 periods this season. That's out of 20, where they've given up double-digit shots on goal.
Yeah, they're a bad team.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many ways we can slice that.
Let's talk about what they talked about in the post game. We'll start off with Tomas Hertl. We stopped playing for 1 minute and it changed the game. Yeah, we could say that for practically 3 of the 5 games already. Well, hell, 4, hell, 5, all 5.
Yeah, I mean, the Sharks' effort has been like David Quinn is right about the Sharks' effort not being consistent. There are times where they just where they're playing, and I think and I joked earlier about trying your hardest and everything else, but I think there's times in this game where I thought like they were playing fine.
Right. They look like they were doing okay, and then you have that lapse where everything just fell apart.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that happened to Vegas. 2 goals really quickly at the end of the second period of opening night. A minute and a half away where Cunnin doesn't see where the puck is, and it gets right to Makar, and he ties it up, and they eventually lose why am I blanking here? They lost in a shootout that night. Carolina, the 4-goal third period. Boston, don't get me started with that third goal. And then tonight, the 12-second difference between, being down just 1-0 to down 3-0. You're taking a stupid penalty a minute later, and you've lost all momentum.
Yeah, I mean, and then they Hertl scored, and they looked like they might try and fight their way back in it a little bit, but but the second Nashville answered, it was that game was over.
Right. So let's go to the next one from Hertl. 4 games with just 1 goal is not enough. This can't happen. Our goalies are on their heads, and we aren't there for them. We have to show that you can't do anything to our goalies.
Okay, let's talk about that Yossi hit on Blackwood, because I think that was ridiculous. Not only should that have been a penalty, look, I understand that Yossi didn't exactly have a whole lot of places to go there, but maybe not through the goalie's fucking head in the blue paint. I don't understand how that's not a penalty. Obviously it wasn't a goal, give me a break, but I don't understand how that's not a penalty. He went right through the blue paint, hit Blackwood right in the fucking head.
Yep.
Now, and I understand there was that or the defenseman. I don't know, maybe skate into the defenseman, not the goalie. I didn't like that, but again, and I'm not a big everyone has to go take a number or something. But fuck, in that situation, someone should take a fucking number.
Right.
I understand it's Roman Yossi, and you're maybe you're not gonna get him. But take a fucking number.
Or kind of, hey, you can't do that to our goaltender. You have to stick up.
The reaction to the response to that was pathetic, and it was a perfect encapsulation of the end of that game.
Yep. Let's get to Nico Sturm. In our inability to play for 60 is apparent. We do good things, but not for the whole game, or for the game. It sounds a little weird. Shot differential was better, but other things were worse. Yeah, I mean they have definitely improved their shot differential in the last 2 games. If that's something, Sturm continues on saying 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I wish I had the magic formula, but we have to stick together and not let this drive us apart. #Teal together. David Quinn. A game of extremes, some good things, but when we were bad, it was bad. Wow.
When the Sharks do good, it's good. I mean,
my God,
how am I not getting paid if that's what you can fuck? This is an NHL head coach. This is he basically, he reverses my line. When the Sharks do bad, it's bad. Yeah, great. Thanks, David Quinn. How much does David Quinn make? Fucking cap friendly right now. I am being just robbed here. Robbed.
Copyright infringement. How dare they?
Unknown. Well, whatever. It's too fucking.
Lose a stick. Don't block a shot. Give up 2 quickies. Wow. Responded positively, but very inconsistent. Yeah. I mean, you've been consistently inconsistent. Quinn finishes up with, it's a lack of mental focus.
At least they've been consistent at something.
Yeah. It's a lack of mental focus. It's about understanding you have to play 60 minutes regardless of what happens. AJ, thank you for getting those. Appreciate it. I think I saw only just one mic in front of Quinn after that. I'm like, oh, Lordy, that's bad. Yeah.
I mean, Sheng had a train to catch, I'm sure. Leave Sheng alone. Maybe it was Curtis that had a train. I don't know. Is there trains to catch? I don't know. See, I'm not local. I get to sit back here, take pot shots at everyone, watch the world burn.
I don't blame them for wanting to get to Florida right away.
Yeah, right. And then I forgot they were in Nashville, too. So, somehow I forgot they're in Nashville, even though we're doing the show at 11:30 instead of 1 a.m.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to look and see if there's anything. Oh gosh, Joe Pavelski. Yes.
It's been 4 years. She gone.
No,
if you think, if you think that one Joe Pavelski doesn't lead the Sharks to where they are now, then I mean, kudos to you. But the check was due. It was just a matter of when. It didn't matter.
Yeah, and mind you, I know this is getting mentioned a lot on the broadcast. It is a tough road trip, but like you said, Ian,
it's over October, baby.
I mean, this was one that they might have been able to take.
Oh, I think that, the games on the schedule, I thought this was the one that might break my for October thing, but it didn't.
Yeah. Jules, things will get better. The prospects are coming. Yes, we have to keep that.
Yeah, it's going to get better down the road. I just don't have to. I mean, but fuck, man.
I mean, in
let's
Sharks,
talk about the Barracuda.
You want to talk about it? Oh, goody. Yeah, let's
talk about the fucking Barracuda.
Oh, goody. Oh.
And they looked really good, and they even had a 2-goal lead.
Hang on. I had to play the intro really quick. So start about tonight or today's matchup against Silver Knights.
Yeah, so the Barracuda played Silver Knights tonight, and they had a pretty good game. A lot of similarities here. They played good in stretches, except in this game, the Barracuda actually had a lead until about 4 minutes left in the game. And then in the span of 11 seconds, the lead was gone. And then it goes to overtime. Oh, and they take a penalty after that, of course, because the Barracuda took 6 penalties.
Oh, God.
And then, it goes into overtime, and they lose in overtime to the Henderson Silver Knights, who are still undefeated, which kind of surprised me because I don't think much of the Silver Knights team. I don't think it's very good. Yeah, man, the Barracuda, it was a rough fucking game for the Barracuda. Again, I was happy, and then that happened. I think it just kind of set the mood for the rest of the day. Magnus Krona still looking for his first win as a goalie in the pro ranks. I don't really pin this on him, to be fair. I thought the Barracuda just kind of collapsed in front of him. I thought he was pretty decent today. He probably deserved better. But again, you give up 2 goals in 11 seconds and then lose the game in overtime. Yeah, you get a loser point. But this Barracuda team
2 goals in 11 seconds. Oh,
yeah, I mean, it's not
getting taught up in the minor leagues too. This is wonderful.
It's not right, and I think that's the frustrating thing is we talk about all the things that went wrong in this game and in previous games, and they're kind of happening in the AHL as well, which is kind of frustrating to watch, right?
You think?
Yeah, it was such a sour way to end the game. Because I thought again, the Barracuda for the most part played a good game. They were in the lead for a long stretch of it, and then it just like that they just caved in, and you kind of feel it coming, but not that bad. It wasn't like 2 goals in 11 seconds bad. You felt that coming, but like you kind of feel like, oh, they're kind of coasting a little bit here. Now the Barracuda, obviously, there's still guys that are getting healthy down there. I think there's guys that are getting their first taste of pro hockey as well. Especially the blue line. I think the blue line down there is pretty young. I liked Henry Thrun's game tonight. I thought he's been pretty good since going down. Moke Madulin's been fine. But yeah, they lack the punch that they did last year. And I know people are gonna be like, this team didn't make the playoffs last year. What punch? The Barracuda just last year could score goals. They just couldn't be disciplined enough to keep them out of their own net. The Barracuda, I said, they had they had to kill 6 penalties tonight. They also had 6 power plays, which they did absolutely zilch with.
It was a combined 0 for 12 on the power play in that game today.
Yeah, no one could do really anything on the power play. So like obviously discipline again, kind of getting a little ugly again after I kind of gave them props for it on our show. Yeah, it's just a disappointing outcome and kind of just a gut punch game. And I think it just kind of set my mood for this one, unfortunately.
Well, it doesn't help the other, Friday night against Henderson where
I missed that game. I was sleeping. So that, I saw the final score and I was like, oh, that sucks.
I mean, they were down 4-1 and Henderson scored a bunch of goals early in the second period to make it a 4-1 lead, including a between the legs goal, which reminded me of Wild Bill Carlson going nuts on Martin Jones, which
yeah.
But
here's the other thing too, right? Like the one thing I will say is like even if the Barracuda won this game, the Barracuda like the games where they've done better in, they're playing backup goalies on the second night of, you know what I mean? Like when they're playing, they're having troubles. Like I think that this forward group's kind of toothless. Gushkin hasn't scored yet. He has points, but he hasn't scored yet. And I think he's taking some shots that kind of I question at this point. And yeah, like I find their offense to be pretty toothless, and I think I think if a Thomas Bordalo gets sent back down, I think that'll help them a ton. Getting Tristan Robbins back can't happen soon enough. One guy I owe an apology to though is Brandon Coe, who continues to put pucks in the net, and this asshole had the nerve to come on this channel and call him AHL Luke Cunnin. I'm an asshole. I'm an idiot.
Coe with back-to-back.
Brandon Coe has been good. So, look at. Sometimes I say, sometimes I come on this show and I say dumb shit. And as we talked about the Barracuda, we lost like 20 viewers. So let's change the subject.
I will say, speaking of guys who were with the Sharks that were in the AHL and have escalated their games, how bad is it? Stefan Nason has more goals and points than any current Shark. Also helps that he's got the high-powered Hurricanes with him too. But
who's he playing on a line with? Look, not to take it away from Stefan Nason, but like, what line is he on? Riddle me that. Like, good for him.
No, good for him.
Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but good.
Dink, I want to see the Fresh Prince. Hey,
don't we all? But he's got to turn pro first.
Yeah, he's scored in back-to-back games for Boston College as they got their season. Yep. 2 goals tonight, along with the one last night. So he's been on a run. The prospects actually have been on a good run too, though, Ian. You've seen Quentin Musty do his thing.
Yeah, Quentin Musty's been good. Like I said again, like the guys that are going to be that are going to be counted on to be part of the solution to this problem aren't on the Barracuda. So like as much as the Barracuda are super frustrating right now, I always try to advise caution, like, oh no, the rebuild's broken and we're gonna have to rebuild the rebuild, and like let's breathe a little bit here, right?
Breathe. Did you hear us the first half hour of this show?
Well, yeah, but I'm an asshole on YouTube. That's my job. If I didn't come on here and spit fire like a dragon, I don't know who would watch.
And with that, we just bumped up our things up by 13, but I digress. Yeah. So we'll be seeing that. Yeah, you probably have to sign up for like what, Nesson Plus to get most of Boston College's games.
I have no idea.
So
that whatever
that
it is, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So to recap, the Barracuda lost Friday night and Saturday afternoon. The Sharks lose a really rough one, 5-1 to the Nashville Predators. Their next game is Tuesday as a part of the ESPN hockey, or what is it, Frozen Frenzy, where they're trying to impersonate the NFL Red Zone. That'll be interesting to do. So the game will start at 4:45 on Tuesday afternoon, or 7:45 if you're out in Ian's part of the world. For the Barracuda, they will have a back-to-back at home on Saturday and Sunday, taking on the Coachella Valley Firebirds as they become
pain.
As they become Tigres del Mar de San Jose.
Oh my God!
If you haven't seen the alternative look that the Barracuda are going to go with this weekend,
Don't they have games this week? I thought the Barracuda had games this week.
Oh, do they? Oh yes. Oh goody, it's Henderson. Oh
yeah, I thought they play like someone else. Like they have games this week. I
am so sorry. So Wednesday, can we edit this out? Jesus. So Wednesday they're at home against Henderson, right? And then Saturday and Sunday they have Coachella Valley
and the Calgary Wranglers. Oof.
In Calgary. Oh, fun. So, with that, this has just been a Cluster F. Appreciate each and every one of you joining us, watching, or listening here. So, in case you missed anything, and oh boy, or you want to watch this again, hey.
Godspeed.
Yeah. Check us out on tealtownusa.com or wherever you get your podcasts. You can see them down below. Of course, if you are on YouTube right now, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when we do go on the air, and you can commiserate with us because, my gosh, we need to help. I mean, we need some help. We need some support. Teal together.
Thank you for anyone who donated to our alcohol fund, though. That was super appreciated.
We're both going to use it to get Pepsi. So. Let's be honest.
Amazing. I love you guys.
Yes. Ian, your final thoughts before we get it out of here?
My final thoughts. When the Sharks do bad, it's bad. Works for David Quinn. Works for me, goddammit.
Oh, yes. For me, Pucknologists will recap this week, and oh boy, AJ Jerk will have fun.
Actually use the beer money, I feel like, more than we would.
Yeah, that's true. AJ and Jerk will recap the week that was in Sharks hockey, and maybe put some positivity on this, maybe. Nonetheless, we will be back with you on Tuesday following Sharks and Panthers. Oh, what could possibly go wrong there against the defending Eastern Conference champions? So we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Let's hang in there for this O for October. Let's
O for October, baby.
Let's hope we can shock the world in this one. Until then, thanks for watching. Keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real, Teal. Randy Hahn, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Randy Hahn.
If you haven't already, check out the interview I had with him on our YouTube channel. After you watch the last Teal Tinted Glasses, of course. So, with that, the Discord party begins right now. Thanks for watching, and have a good night. Yay. Oh, why did this not work? Oh, great. Oh, I can't wait to hear the end of this. Okay.